Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Either you are watching from Facebook or you are watching from YouTube. So a few days ago, I realized an algorithm challenge that says develop an algorithm to determine the start date and end date of the preceding 6 months, meaning the past 6 months. And you should take note that the start date should be 6 months prior to the current date, commencing from the first day of the respective month. And also the end day should reflect the last day of the 6 months in consideration. And here is the solution to the algorithm. Let's take a look step by step. Step one, get the current date. Step two, subtract 6 months from the current date to get the start date. Step three, set the day of the start date to 1 to ensure it starts from the first day of the month. Step 4, get the number of days of the current month. If number 4 is the last day of the current month, then set today as the end of the date, right? Step 6, if number 4 condition is not met, then set the end date to the last day of the previous month, meaning of the last month. Now, as at the point of recording this video, today's day is 4th of May 2024. So let's quickly see this in action. Let's quickly write the algorithm. So for this algorithm, I'll be using .NET to write the algorithm. I'm a .NET developer and I'll be using .NET 8 console application to write the algorithm. Right? Let's get started without wasting much of your time. So if you look at the challenge, right, there are two important things that we are looking for, which is we have start date and end date. So let's declare a variable for these two important uh, for two important things that we are looking for, which are start date and end date. Right? Let's have we declare date time equals to start date beg your pardon date time start date comma end date. Now we have the two variable declared. The next thing is to create a method to help us calculate the start date and end date. Then I'd like to create a method, call it static calculate start date and end date. So having done that, so let's first take care of our return type. And what do we want to return? We want to return start date and end date. So let's have it declared here. Mm, Date time, start date, comma, date time, end dates. Okay, not up. Occupied return value. Yeah, we are going to provide the return value now. Now the next thing is to declare another variable for start date. Having done that, let's return both the start date and end date. Because now we have our start date and end date as our return type. So the next thing is to let's go to the algorithm challenge. So the first thing here we want to do is to get the current date. Right. Let's quickly do that. Let's quickly get the current date. So step one, get the get the current date, which is today's date. And how do we get today's date? Date time today, then equals to date time dot now. Yeah, this is the current date and time. Right. Step two, calculate the start date. Right. Let's check step two. So let's calculate the start date by subtract 6 months from the current date to get the start date. Yeah. Step two. Step two. Calculate the start date. And to calculate the start date, we have to subtract 6 months from today's date. Right. Subtract 6 months from today's date. And let's see that in action. Meaning that date time equals to 6 months. Let's have it as a variable 6 months, right? Date times 6 months equals to today minus 6. Today minus 6, right? So let's check the solution again. Then number 3, that's the step 3, takes set the day of the start date to 1 to ensure it starts from the first day of the month, right? So the next thing is to set the start date to start from the first day of the month, right? So let's quickly do that, which is step 3. Step 3, right? So start date equals to new date time, right? Inside new date time, we want to pass a value here. So let's hover over the new date time, right? We can pass the 6 months dot year, which is the year, then comma. The next one is to pass the month, 6 months, month. Then let's set it to the first day of the month. One, right? We are done with step 3. Let's check the next step. The next step says get the number of days of the current month. So to get the number of days of the current month, which is step 4, so we from this step 4 we started calculating end dates. We are done with start dates. Step 4, that's where we are calculating the end dates. Calculate the end dates, right? And how do we calculate the end dates? Let's first get the number of days in the month, right? Particular the variable number of days in months. Days in months, right? Equals to daytime dot days in months dot days in month, and then we are going to pass the year, that is the current year, then the the 6 months ago, the current year dot 6 months dot month, then we set it to 6 months, beg your pardon, that's number of days in the month, right? Let's check the next one. So it says, number 5 says, if number 4 is the last day of the current month, set today as the end date. Alright, so let's check the condition. Now, if, right, today dot day is equals to number of days a month, right, then end date equals to today, right? Else, which is the last step. Let's take a look at it. Number 6, if number 4 condition is not met, set the end date to the last day of the previous month. Alright, that's what I want to do now. Last of this previous month. Yes, right. End dates equals to today dot hard days. Then we minus today dot day meet. Right. We are done with it. We are done with it. Let's quickly run it. Now to run it, we are going to call it from this guy. So what's the name of our method? Our method name says calculate start date. We don't need to pass anything. Then so it has a return type of start date and end date. So let's pass the return type. Let's start dates, end dates. date equals to this guy, right? So let's display it on our screen. Uh, saying start date, then start date equals to this. Pass the start date, then copy this and change it to end date. Date equals to end date. Right. Then click on this to run our application. Yeah, look at it. This is our start date. Our start date started from November 1st, 2023, and end date ends at 30th of April 2024. So guys, this is the solution to the algorithm challenge. So if you look at it from beg your pardon, from November 2023 to April 2024. So the interval is 6 months, and which the challenge says develop an algorithm to determine the start date and end date of the preceding 6 months. So guys, this is the solution. Please subscribe and follow my Facebook page for more. Thank you. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.